It's about time I put my 2 cents in on this whole Connecticut shooting mess. Now, before I start, I think it's very important to say how much I respect the victims who tried to help the children in the whole ordeal. Those people are the true heroes. But you really don't hear too much about them. Why? Because it's always the psycho killer. It's always the madman who gets the spotlight. And that's exactly what they're doing with this story. This is the perfect example of why the media has the bad reputation that it does. Because they are milking this story for ratings and profit, and it's fucking disgusting. I mean, I'm sitting there the other day just watching this on whatever channel it was, MSNBC perhaps. I'm at work, and I see it in the break room. And I could not believe that they actually made a comparison. Somebody who's related to the Kardashians went to the school, and I'm just sitting there saying, holy fucking shit. Are they seriously gonna take, entertainment news and connect it with this tragedy? How can you fucking have credibility after that? As a news station, when you take something so unimportant and you relate it to a horror such as this. Okay, and then they got Dr. Phil in on this. Oh, Dr. Phil's 2 cents. Dr. Phil doesn't even have a PhD. He doesn't have an MD, so he's not a real psychologist and he's not a real psychiatrist. So what he says doesn't fucking matter. He's just a normal person like me or someone else, Someone who doesn't have a medical degree or a PhD or any form of doctorate. You don't have a doctorate of any kind. So there you go. Dr. Phil doesn't matter. And then you got this other thing, gun control. Now, we do need a certain form of gun control in this country. We can't just have guns all over the place, you know what I mean? It's just, that's madness. And the thing is that people are saying that we should just outright ban guns. And to all those people, you're fucking dumb. How fucking stupid can you possibly be? It just, anybody who's saying that, the pundits, politicians, their mind's not there. It's distorted. Because they only know a portion of the facts. The facts are, the murder capital of the world is actually Washington, D.C. Close runner-up is Chicago, Illinois. And both of these areas of New York, Washington, D.C. isn't a state, but, Illinois is, Chicago being the city, the capital. They both have outrageous crime rates. And they both have strict gun control laws. In fact, these gun control laws are bans. You are not allowed to own a firearm at all. They've been completely banned in those states. You cannot legally own a firearm. Yet, somehow, there's still guns. Ooh, how did that happen? I mean, wake the fuck up. Are you serious? Guns can be purchased on the black market. People have been doing it for hundreds of years. They really have. There's been a black market in the Civil War and the Revolutionary War. I mean, these are just simple facts, folks. I mean, for example, they're legalizing marijuana in a state, and I forget what state it is because I don't even fucking read that. It doesn't matter to me. The thing is, because it's so stupid, is because it doesn't even matter if that's legal or not. If people want something, they're going to get it by any means necessary. If people are desperate enough and they need something, they need a drug fix, they need to get a gun to commit a murder, they're going to do it. Waiting period or not, they'll wait the waiting period. They'll do that. Or if you're going to just take the guns away altogether, they're just going to go on the black market or go buy it from someone else who they know is selling it out of, the back of a deli or wherever the fuck they're doing it. I mean, those are just the simple facts. People In this day and age, what's going to be 2013 is just scary that people haven't caught on to this yet. It's a bad world out there. It's horrible people. And there's a lot of shit that doesn't make sense that needs to be righted. The wrongs have to be righted already because the wrongs have been out there for way too fucking long. And this is just one of them. We still are arguing over this concept of the Second Amendment when it's clearly in the Constitution. We're arguing over commas and, you know, the grammar when it's pretty fucking obvious that we're allowed to have guns and that, you know, we are the militia that's being spoken of, because it's not, people like to argue, they're talking about the military, even though a militia and the military are two separate things. Militia is, you know, the people getting together to defend their land. And so, you know, so you want to distort the Constitution. I mean, you want to throw in a couple of laws for, you know, and just like defile the Constitution a little bit, you know, for the sake of just everybody's safety. I'm not for that, but okay, you know, I can see where you're coming from on that. But when you say that you're going to do an outright ban, you are fucking with the Constitution, and then we have a problem. It's not going to work. In the UK, they fucking ban guns. Even the police are not allowed to have guns. And the UK is flooded with crime. Especially London, England, is just fucking horrendous. And, you know, I know there's going to be a lot of liberal UKers out there. They're going to be like, well, look here, mate, you can't talk that way about my country. Well, you know what? That's the truth. You gotta sit there and tell me that your crime rates are not up because every statistic from coming out of the UK indicates otherwise. You got crime up the ass. So how do you account for that? I'll tell you how you account for that. By not having any guns, not allowing your law enforcement officials to carry guns. So you got your criminals who are taking advantage of this gun ban because now they know that the police don't have guns, the people don't have guns, so they're going to have guns, and everyone else is going to be at a disadvantage. The good people are going to be at the disadvantage, and the bad guys who have the bad intent and the criminal intent are going to prosper. I mean, how do people not see this is what blows my mind. You know, when you have statistics that clearly indicate, okay, so, you know, here was the, you know, the crime rate when when people were allowed to have guns, and, you know, law enforcement was allowed to carry guns as well. You know, here it was. And now, whoa, you know, you can't even fucking see it anymore because that shit's just sky high now that they've banned guns. I mean, you could definitely see the differential there. Unless, you know, you have some type of differential deficiency or something like that, I think you should be able to see, like, clear patterns. You know, like increases in the bad stuff and decreases in the good stuff. I mean, we could put it into layman's terms for you just like that. And people still don't fucking understand what's going on. And then I read this great quote, shifting gears for a moment, from Morgan Freeman, when he said, going back to the media once again, that this is the reason why we have these shootings, because we put their names in neon lights, pretty much. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say neon lights, that's what I'm saying. But he pretty much said it, what I took away from his quote. We forget about the victims' names. Instead, you keep hearing Adam Lanza, the shooter. Keep hearing his name. Keep hearing it everywhere. Adam Lanza, this, you know, Dr. Phil saying he wants to get inside this guy's mind. He wants to talk about this guy nonstop, and everybody just is talking Adam. Adam is the, you know, is the name. That's the key name right there. That's the Google search, you know, #1 Google search right there. Adam Lanza. You know, you're gonna Google that, not the victim's name. And that's the problem. You know, instead of talking about the heroes that tried to help the kids by putting them into, like, cupboards and cabinets and trying to hide them from this madman, what happened? Still, the bad guy gets the spotlight. Because that's what gets the ratings. That's what gets the money. You know, because people want to hear the negative. You know, they feed off of people's depressions. You know, it's mind-blowing. You know, but that's just gone on for years. You know, yellow journalism and muckraking and all that shit. That's what gets the cash. And you know why that might not be right. That's just how things are. But you know, the thing is, that's the way how things are. That's what's causing all this shit. Is because of this yellow journalism and you know, the spotlight. You know, the TMZ spotlight that's put onto these people. They see, like, you know, for example, this guy saw the Virginia Tech guy. They might have made fun of him a little bit in the news and everything, and you know, and everybody can make cracks about him, but his name was up there in bright lights, almost on a billboard right there. Every story on the fucking news was about him. And then you hear that this was only the second biggest school shooting of all time. There's going to be a guy who comes along and says, oh, I could do better than that. Another psychopath who's going to say he could do better than that. A homicidal maniac who said he could do better than that. And like Morgan Freeman said, don't be surprised if it's something worse. I mean, my God, when you think about that, the majority of the victims were between 5 and 10. It's just so fucked up. And the thing is, it's like, he said, a nursery school is next. Because what could be more brutal than killing 5 and 10-year-olds than going for a lower age group? And the reason why something like this is possible, I mean, a lot of people might be outrageous. Morgan Freeman, how could he say that? Why even jinx it and say something like that? Because it's the truth. We have to get past our sensitivities in life. Stop taking everything to heart. Stop, you know, thinking with our hearts already. Start thinking with our fucking brains. Stop with this shit already, where you take, just to make a couple of extra bucks, take this guy's name and put it in the spotlight like he's some type of old-time movie villain, you know, and he's got all this type of appeal to him. There's nothing appealing about a fucking homicidal maniac. And, you know, it's fucking mind-blowing that they would think that, you know, this is the right way to make money, that they're comfortable doing this. Putting this guy's name up in bright lights. It's just unfathomable. And, you know, it's just going to show other psychopaths out there. I could have my name up there on the TV too. You know, whether the guy is suicidal or not, he's going to kill himself afterwards, he can still have his name up there and everything. He wants to go out with a big bang with a legacy. And that's why this shit happens. Because it's fame and glory, and you will be remembered forever. Because they will mention your name a million fucking times on the news. And that is why these people do that. They have the type of complex where they want that fame. They want to be known as that guy. They don't care if they're known as that guy who killed 5 through 10-year-olds. That doesn't matter. It's you know, people mix it up like these people have a conscience. They don't. They're crazy. They're insane. And that's why this shit happens. We have to fucking wake up, alright. Like I said, stop being so sensitive. People don't want to touch on certain issues. Oh, we can't talk about this. Oh, we can't talk about that. Political correctness, PC. We all hear about it. Euphemisms. You know, we can't say certain things. We can't even say, you know, this person died. We have to say they passed away. This is why nothing fucking gets done in this world. Because we're so caught up on political correctness. And, you know, we can't touch on these hot-button issues because we don't want to step on any toes. I mean, you know, fucking mutilate all the toes in the world if you have to. If it means the safety and the well-being of the people of this country and just whoever else. If it's the UK, Australia, China, whatever the fuck it is, your country, city, zip code, you name it. Whatever it takes. It should be by any means necessary. The thing is, banning guns is not going to work because it's already been proven. So why are we even fucking talking about that? We're going around in circles, and that's why everything that's fucked up will never get unfucked because they keep coming up with the same fucked up shit. That's why nothing ever progresses. We never get progression. You know, it doesn't matter if it's this country. People like to hate on this country all the time. But like I said, United Kingdom. There's not a lot of progression there either. So there you go. There you go. I mean, this stuff should be self-explanatory. But, you know, I felt like I should make a video about it because the thing is people just have a very hard time saying these things because they think they're going to hurt somebody's feelings. And it really takes somebody such as myself who doesn't give a fuck what you think. Because if it means getting my opinion across and waking you the fuck up, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care if this hurts your feelings. You know, if you're like, oh, how can you say that guns are bad because the guns hurt these people in this certain situation? Yeah, you know, but the thing is, imagine if we had an armed guard in that school. Don't you think the chances of saving people would have been a little bit greater? How can you say that? You know, just watch. You're going to have a whole bunch of fucking morons and uninformed idiots just coming on this video and bashing me because I'm speaking the truth about the reason why things happen in this country. It's just the way how it is, you know. This country is very politically correct. We're stuck on this whole thing. You know, we're always following our heart, following your heart. Stop following your heart. Your heart, our hearts is what's always getting us into trouble. You know, this thing, it's not always the best. You know, hearts always lead to, you know, bad shit a lot of times. And, you know, we gotta stop this and start with this. Yeah, okay.